You might think I'm crazy, but I actually have to admit that I like Chairman Powell. He has a very steady and comforting way of speaking. And whether by luck or great skill, he might just have landed this mass economy on its feet without too much damage. Having said that, I do have a bone to pick and some other midweek news to report. This is Randy Kirk. If you like this midweek report where we talk about financial things, we talk about the stock market, we talk about the economy, but most of all, we talk about Tesla and how Tesla's doing, what they're doing. If you like it, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. Remember, every morning at 7:10, roughly, we try to have news, the immediate news, all the stock news ready to go first thing in the morning. Last time I checked on Patreon, I'm at 78. I'm still at 78. I need 12 more or 11 more. I forget right now, but about that to get to the 100 by next Monday. You can join and see all the original content that's up there. Lots of original content now. All right. Howell mentioned he actually mentioned, I was a little shocked that there is a shortage of housing. And he mentioned that there's a reluctance of folks to move from their housing when they've got such low interest rates. So he does recognize that. On the other hand, he didn't contextualize that in terms of how higher rates are keeping that issue going and causing prices to rise or stay higher than they otherwise would. The very thing that he's doing, raising interest rates, is creating the continuation or even exacerbation of the problem in housing. Then he said there's more supply coming. And it appeared that he was referencing single family dwellings, but that's just not true. There's no evidence. I can't see one piece of evidence that there's any supply coming to the rescue. There is supply arriving and coming in the multiple family rental units, but not in single family dwellings. That supply that's coming in rental units is what is helping to keep rents and leases lower. But I don't think that's what he was referring to. Those two things together should be helping him to make the decision that it's time to pause. But of course, he didn't pause. We did raise rates. The overall, I'm sorry, let me finish this part first. He also failed to show how interest rates will keep transportation costs lower. That's the other category that he mentioned, because it's actually the only other category that's got any kind of an upward momentum, and that's even slight. He mentioned new car purchases. Well, if you buy a new car right now, even if it costs less, you're making it up in interest. So it would seem to me that the real reason people are having inflation in their cars is because they're paying more for interest. So in addition to that, an aging fleet is going to cost people more to maintain the existing old cars. I know I've many times made the decision. How much is it costing me to maintain this car versus how much would it actually cost me in a monthly payment? And when those two crossed and it was cheaper to have a monthly payment, that's when I would commonly go out and get a new car. Anyway, these are things that are a little confusing to me. Hit me up in the comments below if you think I'm confused. Maybe I'm the one that's confused, but it seems to me those are the two areas that he's concerned about, and higher interest rates aren't going to fix either one. Well, the market took the news at exactly neutral. I mean, it couldn't have been more flat if you tried. What was said is that what he said that I think kept it neutral is that there will be 2 CPI reports, 2 PPI reports, 2 PCE reports between now and the next meeting, plus additional commentary with regard to labor, how's labor doing in that time. So they have lots of times, lots of data points, because he said, hey, the last CPI print was pretty good. He said that. So if the CPI print gets better, the implication was they could pause in September. And I think the market liked that. So everything was looking okay. Although, as I look at it now, oil is up a bit. The 10-year bond yields are up a bit. These are not the things that you would be happy to see, but they're up a little bit. We'll see what happens tomorrow when people have had 24 hours to think about it. What I took away is that the final statement he made, which is very interesting, the CPI core does not have to be all the way down to 2% before they ease. As he said, this would definitely set them up for an overshoot and potential deflation. So it does not have to get all the way down to 2 on the core. However, if the headline gets down to 2 and the core is still at 3.5, I think we will still see one more raise. the market was basically flat, as I said. Meta, after hours, Meta handily beat, and they gave very good guidance. And so Meta was up very, very strongly. And that continues to give us a pretty good sampling of the fact that the tech rally is probably going to be intact. We're probably going to see the second leg of the tech rally, the NASDAQ continuing up. And after hours, the NASDAQ is, last time I checked, the NASDAQ was up, the Dow is slightly down. Nothing dramatic on either one of those, but every indication would be we will continue along this road that we've been on. Will the Dow start to catch up at all with the NASDAQ? When will that happen? When will there start to be maybe a little bit of outflow from the profits from all these tech stocks into a broader market? That's something we should all be watching for. So let's see here. Tesla was sideways today, stuck right around 265, ended up a little bit low, but made it up in the after hours. A good PCE on Friday. That's an inflation index, could move the market and Tesla. There's not much else to see right now other than the earnings reports and what happens with the inflation report this week. I don't see any real significant news coming out of Tesla that's going to really move the needle. So I think that we're going to continue in this 265 and starting to move up slowly. There, at some point, maybe this week or next week, we'll hit 275, maybe trade in a range for a while. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. Some of you folks are trying to suggest that I stop doing the short-term analysis. You know what? It's a lot of it's just for fun. I mentioned a little while earlier in another video earlier today, don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't make any decisions. Take it as one data point and then do your own homework. Look all around, because I've been on a roll, but I could get it wrong a lot after having been on a roll for so long. So other news, Ford, as you know, cut the costs on the Lightning by a lot. That was earlier this week, but now it's all the talk today. Everybody's talking about it. This looks like more anxiety settling in on their ability to be a factor at all. What do you think? Put it in the comments. Can they move enough trucks between now and the full ramp of Cybertruck, say by this time next year, to generate any kind of scale? Because if they don't get scale, they can't get to profits. If they can't get to profits, they got to kill the line. I would like to see them get to scale. I would like to see them get to profits. We need their kind of truck in the mix. Honda, Hyundai, Kia, BMW, Mercedes, and Stellantis are in a joint venture in Europe where they build charging stations. And they're, not that great. As you know, the Tesla ones are a lot better in Europe as well. And anybody who's been over there using them, look at some of the commentary by Lars Stanritter, who helped write the book, The Elon Musk Method. He was my co-author. So, the mission rather. Anyway, they're not as good. Now they're going to set up and they're going to build, I think they said 30,000 additional chargers here in the US. I don't know over what number of months or years, but they're going to join in and start putting in some more stuff. They can't do it individually at this point, so they're doing it as a consortium. We'll see how all that works out. Again, got to root for them because we need more places for people to be able to fill up. Let's see, Ionity. Oh, I'm sorry. I already told you about that. VW picked up a small stake in Xpeng. Xpeng. I call it Xpeng, but it's actually Xpeng, I guess, or Xpeng in China. They are now planning to do 2 BEVs with the Volkswagen brand. They'll make the cars, put the Volkswagen brand on it. A little late to the party. They're talking about having it ready to go in 2026. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Tesla right now, they're looking amazing. I don't know that the street fully gets it yet. You might want to look at my earlier video today where I talk, and I'll put a card, of course, up above, where I talk about 10 Giga Catalysts. Giga Catalysts. Tesla's potential announcements over the next 10 months are not simple catalysts like most companies get. These are earth-changing. See, so check them out. I'm going to do 10 more. All 20 of them are already up if you want to take a look at them on Patreon. And if you join Patreon, right now it's free, so you can go up and see all 20 of these catalysts, or you can wait. You can go look and see the video about the 10 and then wait till probably next week. It might be sooner, but next week to see the other 10. They're earth-shattering. They're amazing. You just can't, it's hard to imagine the kinds of things that are on the product list that Tesla has right now that they will be announcing over the next 12 months. Absolutely breathtaking. Okay, so Hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify so you make sure you never miss in the morning. And then obviously buy the books, buy the books, buy the books. That's all I got for you today. It's been great talking to you.